So because of you guys, I came to see Orange Island. Okay, so at least I can give you some good feedback on that. So yeah, it is early days. So land will definitely be very cheap around this time. Once they start development, yeah, you'll be lucky. It will be pricing at the same price as Lekki Phase 1. If I buy, it will be to I believe they said that place is supposed to take. Maybe. Yeah, if I buy, it will be to hold and wait. I won't be building anything now. Not at all. It doesn't make any sense. So it'll be to hold and wait. And my concern will be dollar to naira devaluation. Right, so I think we're at Orange Island now. So there we go. And just confirm it's Orange Island. So they started the development here in terms of the infrastructure. So that may grab my attention, and I would do an analysis of how to invest in this if you're going to invest in this. Now, Orange Island be this.
Yes,
Oh yeah, let me enter. Let me see. It's completely secure. Infrastructure done so far. I'm looking. You can see the road. So this, I'll tell you straight away. You would be, when you're talking about Eco Atlantic at future price, this is an something that might rival it. This, I would say you can buy this at the current price, which is good. So in fact, you buy it below the actual value now. So right now the interest level would not peak at the rate you want it to peak, and this is what you call early adopter. So you need to come in as an early adopter. If you're going to do this, you have to come in as an early adopter. It's almost like Perimco estate when it first started. If you came in at that stage, that land now is basically going at crazy prices. In fact, there's no land there. It's only apartments you have. So this is grabbing my attention. Yes, I mean, they still have a lot of work to do, but based on the drainage and the road infrastructure done, yeah, you have my attention. You have my attention. Look at the early days of Eco Atlantic City. I think that's what they're trying to emulate. So imagine when you bought land at Eco Atlantic City, then when you first started at $400 per square meter, you probably thought it was crazy. Now it's $1,500 per square meter, and that's in dollars. If this is in naira, which I most likely think it will be in, you would have to hope that Tinubu is going to do an amazing job, and the naira will increase in value compared to the dollar, which will give you an advantage. But even if it doesn't, I reckon, if based on what I'm seeing, I would say 2 years. So even if naira to dollar devalues 22%, 44% in 2 years, I know that this same land, by the time they've done that road, will probably double in price, because right now it's selling below the asking price, if you ask me. And if it's going below that asking price, and what I'll do is I'll get me involved. I'll be able to negotiate even lower. So if it's going below the asking price, that is fantastic. Why? Because in about 2 years time, you would easily be able to double your money. But you see, with me, I would say wait 2 years. Okay, remember what I said, never allow it to wait longer than this is the kind of land that I'll buy knowing that I can flip in 2 years. So I'll buy it and wait 2 years, but in 2 years I won't be looking to flip it. In 2 years I'll be looking to develop, because at least they will have done the road. And the thing about it is that they'll have done the road leading to Freedom Way, which is Lekki Phase 1. And then what then happens at that point is there will be a lot of developments going on around, and then you can now start developing your land, and that way you really cash out on the apartment. So you may have a 44% dollar to naira devaluation, but when you now start to price your property, you'll be able to make a huge profit on it. This is a good investment. So if it's going below the asking price, that is fantastic. Why? Because in about 2 years time, you would easily be able to double your money. But you see, with me, I would say wait 2 years. Okay, remember what I said, never allow it to wait longer than this is the kind of land that I'll buy knowing that I can flip in 2 years. So I'll buy it and wait 2 years, but in 2 years I won't be looking to flip it. In 2 years I'll be looking to develop, because at least they will have done the road. And the thing about it is that they'll have done the road leading to Freedom Way, which is Lekki Phase 1. And then what then happens at that point is there will be a lot of developments going on around, and then you can now start developing your land, and that way you really cash out on the apartment. So you may have a 44% dollar to naira devaluation, but when you now start to price your property, you'll be able to make a huge profit on it. This is a good investment. The road networks, as you can see, is done. They've not finished it yet, but to me this is a good start. They've already sand-filled it, so which is good. You might want to make sure you do your topography in terms of your soil test and all that stuff, just to get an idea. I mean, the most is you finding out that you have to plow rather than raft, which is an extra expense, but you will pile that on to the cost of the property, you know. So when you are selling, the selling price, so that's not that bad. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm not disappointed. So what are the really let's just call it a copy of Eko Atlantic City, and that's a good thing, because that means that you can get it at the current value, or I think you can get it lower than the current value, because they will be eager to sell. So since they are eager to sell, and it's huge, there's a huge expanse of land, they need to make their return on investment. Huge expense of land, they need to make their return on investment back. So they will easily be doing it at giveaway prices. Look at how much road network they've done. I'm just traveling around so you can see. So 9 times out of 10, they're going to be selling and selling and selling. So you would easily be able to grab up a bargain, especially if you're buying collectively. The bargain, it will be a good bargain. This is a huge expanse of land. When you look at the timeline it takes to develop, it's going to take a while, so there's no doubt about it. You'll be looking at around give or take 10-15 years before this place is fully developed. So that you have to factor it in. But I think construction wise, I don't think you need to worry too much about construction wise. One, because it's off Freedom Way, Lekki Phase 1. Lekki Phase 1, there's hardly any land available, so the expansion will be here. The good thing about it is your Lekki Phase 1 is kind of your middle belt between Victoria Island and Ikoyi, so an extension of that is a big win. You can't go wrong with that. So the con is very simple. You have to be willing to understand that it will take a good 15 years, 20 years for this place to be fully developed. Okay, but that does not mean that construction will not start as early as 2 years time. We will see a heck of a lot of construction going around in about 2 years time. In my opinion, probably by next year you should start to see a few, but you see a lot in about 2 years time, and that's a good time to yes, you will have the dollar to naira devaluation of 2 years for the 4%, but when everyone else is building, you start building as well, then that's a good return on investment in terms of the capital, the value you'll be able to sell the property at compared to other places. And you can see this is the end of the road. Like, it's either they're expanding even further, all right, there's loads of places where they've stopped. So it's a huge expanse of land. Like I said, this is the best time to get in. Why? Because they would need to cover the expense of the infrastructure. To cover the expense of the infrastructure, what they're going to do is sell below asking price. And then once they've gotten enough money and they can see it's gaining a lot of traction, they will most likely double the price. And within 2-3 years time, you might be looking at triple the price. It's early. This is what you call your the rate of adoption here is going to be high. The capital appreciation, the rate at which the capital appreciation will accelerate is going to be high. Location wise, it is middle belt in my opinion, and it would have easy accessibility to your sea, air, port, and more importantly, one thing I like is the easy connectivity to the best bars, restaurants, and stuff like that. One con that I foresee, and I really hope that can be someone can shed light on that for me, is the certificate of occupancy. I will be very happy if my certificate of occupancy comes directly from Lagos State. If I'm getting a sublease or a deed of sublease, then I would not be as interested, because what I don't want is after 100 years I have to buy the land all over again. And because I'm not dealing with Lagos State, it can be sold to me at whatever value that private institution wants to sell it to me at. So that is a very, very scary thing for me. So that's one thing I would mention. So I think what will make this an extremely attractive investment that will get someone like me saying, yes, I'm buying, is if my deed of assignment comes directly from Lagos State. My C of O, certificate of occupancy, comes directly from Lagos State. If that happens, then this is definitely a big buy for me. I'm trying to even find my way. See the security here. That kind of makes sense for me. I like. All right, so yeah, it's good. It's clearly clear. Well done. Good planning, and yeah, I like. So what I'll do is so you can see from here is where they have to. So to me, this is where you get your bargain. This is where you negotiate, because by the time this road is done all the way to the top, and if they can do that one with the one in the estate, surefire they will do this. Now, this is important. By the time this road is done, overnight the land can double in price. So someone like me, I will get in now. Why? And I would say that based on, because they've already started doing the road over there, Abby. Yes. Abby, they started doing the road over here, and basically so I'll just show you so you can see on this side. This is obviously where you can see. They started doing the road. So now that I started doing the road, I know that within 6 months they'll probably finish it. Let's say maximum a year. Let's say maximum a year they finish it. Well, what will happen? The thing is going to look at that. The thing is going to most likely double in price. And if that happens, that's like I said, you know that okay, within 2 years I can get my return on investment, which is good, even though, so I would say about 100% minimum return on investment. Even if dollar to naira devaluation is 44%, you're still looking at 56% profit. That is now at the international currency, forex, which is very, very good. And then if you decide to then build in that 2 years, you make a huge profit in terms of selling apartments or house or whatever it is that you build. So that's it. Like I said, my only concern is the certificate of occupancy. I would like to know that I'm getting it directly from Lagos State rather than through a third party. So I have to go through another organization. That will concern me. Okay, so that's that. Here is where they've done the road up to. So if they've done the road up to here, let us now see how much further they have to do. And that's why, to me, you see, based on this, my risk is reduced. You know, and what do I mean by my risk is reduced? My risk is reduced because I know that, okay, what are the chances of them doing the rest of this within 6 months, 1 year? Okay, good. I don't want to hold that land for more than 2 years. So if they're going to do this within a year, this is a good time to buy. And since they're selling it at below the asking price because they have invested hugely on the infrastructure, they need to make their money back. This is an opportunity for me to literally cash out. So I can then decide to sell the land in 2 years' time or build on it, you know, and then cash out even more. So to me, win-win situation, you can't go wrong. See the exit. So exiting here. So, and I think that is this is the reason why they're not able to command as much as they can, because the road is not done yet. So right now makes a lot of sense. So I think you're right, actually. They should probably pay me for this. So this is Perimco right here. So so we're now back to Lekki phase 1, which is good because I'm going to my own estate now. So I'm going to Perimco estate now. So this is Freedom Way, Lekki phase 1, and then now I am turning to Perimco. So you can see like so. You can see Perimco estate now, and that's just the estates that was done. That's done. So you can see. So this gives me an indicator of what its potential would look like, and so I'm attracted. And this now becomes very high prime because this is now before the Orange Islands. This is now middle belt of Lekki phase 1 and Orange Island. So you see how whenever I talk about middle belt, so that was why. So to me, strategically, investing based on data, investing based on strategy matters a great deal. So if you can see this and you're thinking to yourself, actually, what will Orange Island potentially look like? Well, this kind of gives it a good idea of what it would look like. And we are right here. This is where I and my friends made our huge investment. So collectively, I think we have about 6 units between us here. There's 16 altogether. We collectively own 6 of that.